Here we will discuss about prenuptial agreements enforced in British Columbia. The property section in the Family Relations Act recognizes that marriage is an equal partnership between spouses. Under 56 of the Family Relation Act, each spouse is entitled one half of the family assets. This provision acknowledges that children care, household management, and financial provisions and the joint responsibility of the spouses. A marriage agreement, domestic contract, or prenuptial agreement is a contract that summarizes each person's obligations to the other. Usually, these contracts deals with financial issues and allow parties to make their own agreements for how property will be divided in the marriage phase. The purpose of these agreements is to avoid the statutory obligations arising from the Family Relation Act discussed above. However, it is important to understand that these domestic contracts are subject to judicial investments if the provisions of the division of property within the document and contrasted as unfair. While the authorities generally agree that courts should respect private to agreements that spouses make for the division of their property on the breakdown of marriage, they may intervene if the arrangement is fair. The FRA maintains that property should be divided as a agreement provided unless it would be unfair having regard to the duration of the marriage. The duration of the period of time have lived separate and apart. The date when the property is questioned was acquired or disposed of. Whether the property is questioned was an inheritance or gift specifically to one party. The needs of each spouses, other circumstances relating to the acquisition, prevention, maintenance, improvements to use of property or liabilities of a spouse. When determining whether marriage arrangement is unfair under S65, consideration will be given to the parties' person and financial circumstances and in particular to the manner in which these circumstances evolved over time. If the current circumstances was in contemplation of the parties at the time of the agreement, it was be more difficult to prove the agreement is unfair.